Hi guys, this is Jess, and I'm going to give you guys the full reading for those of you who are interested in the extended portion of this reading. All you have to do is click the link below in the description box and it'll take you straight there. So if you're interested, yeah, click that link below and we can get started. Otherwise, on with your reading. Take care, guys. Hi Aquarius, this is Jess with your July 2018 reading. I hope you guys are having an enjoyable day so far. So Aquarius, Mars is retrograding your sign, and it's not the easiest planet to have transit, let alone, to deal with. So yeah, it looks like some of you are definitely, at least for the first 2 weeks. Now, the first 2 weeks, I have to say, there's definitely going to be some things that will be a bit of a challenge for you guys. The first 2 weeks. I do see in the past there's been an ending to a relationship or ending to a circumstance in your life. I know I left off last month and I do remember your reading very well because I remember that last part. It was almost like a soap opera. It seemed like at the end of June to some extent. So there was an ending in the past situation, but not a complete ending, like it's over, but it's not over, that type of thing. Some of you could have avoided a nasty end, a complete end, or a nasty end. Some of you are thinking ways to get yourself out of a financial bind, get somebody out of jail. Some of you may be trying to bail someone out. They may be at a distance. And so you have to kind of go and bail them out. Someone came up with a strategy of how you can kind of get someone out of jail. And this is what I see. So this is what I'm going to say. And others of you, you're definitely dealing with some type of disappointment. Could be separation from a job. And then as a result, your money just looks to be very bleak this month. That's the case for a lot of signs this month. Money is not the best right now. And I do see that some of you it may be difficult for you to carry this plan that you've come up with, to carry it out, for it to come to succession, may be difficult. And it may not come without timing, because some of you may feel like you don't have time. Okay. You don't have time. There's not enough time. This thing is not working out now. I need to leave. And some of you are really trying to figure out, how do you leave? How do you help someone? How do you help someone leave? Or how do you leave? Or how do you avoid something coming to an end that you don't want to come to an end, basically? Some of you will be moving, like physically moving, but it's not going to probably happen until we get into Libra season, which is the end of September going into October, or by September to some extent. So I do see a move. I do see leaving. You may be trying to come up with a strategy of how you can leave with someone. It's not just you. It could be a woman and a child. Again, it can't happen in this month, but it looks like it'll be happening. You may have done that. You may have helped escape, like someone escaped from a situation that wasn't good for them. And now it's like you have to take care of them. Your finances are dwindling because you're having to deal with someone who kind of financially drains you, or may see you as a financial drain. And they're maybe trying to come up with a way of how to kind of either get you back where you came from, or how they can remedy this financial drain. Work-wise, it looks like some of you are wanting to move on from your job, but it's a process. You may be interviewing at this time, but you will find more success with jobs that you tried to get into before, companies you've tried to get into before. There may be some changes. So if you felt like in the past, well, I couldn't get in because I didn't have any experience, now your same position may be hiring. And, it may be that they are open to you not having experiences. Well, I don't have this certification. I don't have, that sort of thing. It may be fine because it's something about changes in rules, regulations, structures that then gives you an opportunity to get in. So if any of you are thinking about an old job, old company that you felt nixed out from because of qualification, difficulties, try it now, because it would be very, auspicious time for you to do that. And it'll be a nice little story to tell. Like, I couldn't get in this job before because, I didn't have the certification, but now you don't even need it, that type of thing. If you are trying to get back into school, you may find that there's some delays with that. There's a little bureaucracy when it comes to you getting into school. For some of you, you may be extremely excited about getting into something, as long as it's something from the past, something that you have to go back and try to approach again. Because Mars is action. So if you try to approach it again, it will be favorable. If it's something completely new, it's going to be a stagnation period. And it will be because perhaps you're not able to have it. You're not qualified. You're not ready. They're not ready. So new things, a slowdown, if not a no altogether. Old things has extreme promise for what you didn't think would happen or be possible before. Now, external to you, if you're interviewing, if you're at work, you'll find that there's some rules and regulations that's changing. They may become a little bit more lax than normal. Again, things implemented in the past that could have been rigid. It seems that they're going to relinquish. Some of you, again, I'm going back to this prison thing. Your sentences may get reduced. There may be some new laws that comes out that reduces some sentences for you. So again, things lessening, things not being as restrictive. You guys definitely are going to have a win if you approach things in a very unconventional, untraditional sort of way as well. Okay. Now, and you may find that this is a time where people's street smarts and just common sense wins out, book smarts and Ivy League training, if you will. External to you, again, at the workplace, you may find that there's someone that's either people aren't necessarily communicating. It may be very quiet at your workplace. People could be on vacation, or people are at the other extreme and being very backbiting. They're being dishonest, very strategic. Be very careful, because I just feel like the energy right now is extremely reversed. All of the cards, just about all the cards you guys have is reversed, which speaks to the slowdown, the reversal of the planets. And so therefore, the people that normally act a certain way, you're going to see them switching and flipping up and acting a bit different. You go on interviews when you've met with someone before, they were really pleasant. They may be a little abrasive towards you. You don't know how to kind of call it with people. Just let the energy pass. It's called Mars. It's retrograde. It's very aggressive. If it's not people expressing some form of aggression toward you, they're seeing you that way. So you may find people seem to look at you in a repellent sort of way, unlike any other time before. It is Mars retrograde. So just be glad it's not in your sign natally. If it is, then you guys already know that, hey, I deal with this on a regular basis. Some of you may feel like, well, it's not the right time. It's very volatile out there. It is. And it is definitely for something new. So be careful with that. Watch how you interact with people. I feel like for the most part, Aquarius is approaching situations lighthearted, with some form of happiness and excitement toward whatever's going on. You may even be interested in tackling things that you have to kind of go back and do and kind of readdress and focus on again. But external to you, I feel people are in a lull period. Okay. People may go from the extreme of extremely unchildish to under the weather to very strategic and methodical about how they are positioning themselves. So it does seem to be in the month of July a very strategic moves that are being made, and you kind of have to keep your wits about yourself, but again, try to remain as defenseless as possible. Give people the least amount to kind of kick dirt up in your face, if you will. Second week of July, it looks like there's going to be some form of a loss. This doesn't necessarily have to be involved with you guys. It could be another person. You may hear that someone has experienced a loss. It could be family member, friend, someone at the workplace, that there was some form of a loss. And this could be for any Aquarius man and woman. These messages for women and men. I do feel like the women is in not so bad of a situation. The women is just kind of going through something that they've been through already, which could be connected to work, career, feeling extremely stifled, or having an opportunity to release themselves from stagnation, when everything starts to go forward, but not really right now. But it's almost like you're going over a situation again in your life, and now you're understanding where you've gone wrong, what has gone wrong, and how you need to right a situation. Men are kind of more caught up in their mental state and needing to gain some form of clarity, and some of it has to do with some heartache, some pain, some disappointment as well for both parties. Now, the second week, I do see that there is, again, like I said, a loss, a disappointment of some sort. You guys are going to switch. You started off kind of like very focused, interactive, taking care of things, tackling things in your life, mentally over processing, verbally, either not saying too much or saying, way too much. And then you go kick into the second week and start to feel emotional, processing a lot of disappointments and pain, loss. Aquarius women, you could really be in your feelings, or again, not expressing your feelings at all. So it can just go to either extreme depending on who you are. And you'll have your days, both of you, male and women, men and women. You'll have your days, your good days and your not so good days. You may find that money is fluctuating. Like one day it's like, oh, it's a good day. And then tomorrow it's like nothing. Crickets, like what in the hell is going on here? So it's just that volatile time that you're going through. I mean, you guys represent Uranus. And coupled with that, Mars is now transiting your sign. So yeah, there's these up, down struggles. That's not the greatest. Now, the second part of July is definitely changing things up, and how you are now is not how you're going to end at all. So if you're interested in that, definitely click the link below to the extended video and you can see the full video in its totality. Now, when it comes to love, in addition, I wanted to mention I'm doing a separate spread for men versus women and the love aspect for July. We're going to look very deep into the minds and hearts of men and women under the Aquarius sign for the month of July and find out what's going on, what is the outcome, how you both feel, and, at the underlying basis of a situation, what you can expect. Now, that being said, going into July for love, I'm like over here. That's probably how you guys are thinking. I'm like, my words is not matching my brain. So for love, for the first 2 weeks, it looks like some of you, a situation ended, but it wasn't completely over. Your heart probably was still involved. You may have accepted someone saying it's over, but you didn't want it to be over, vice versa. And someone could have felt like, it's not completely over. I know what I want. I want you, because I know we left off with this idea of Aquarius men. We're going to go toward the, I keep feeling like she's a Taurus, but she could be a Virgo. She could be a Capricorn. But this Queen of Pentacles or some woman that's financially sound, right? Or she's a worldly woman, and the importance to her is her things and stuff like that. And I know it was like her versus a spiritual woman, a woman that's a little bit more grounded, the one that he finds solace in, that sort of thing. I do remember that reading. And I do see that there is this working things out, right? Knowing that you can work a situation out. You're going to get yourself out of this bind. You're going to kind of make things work. Yes, there's a separation. Yes, there's been hurt. Yes, there's been pain. And because of it, some Capricorn men has definitely felt a source of contention, just being grounded, just being, financially stable, just being stable all together. It's like kind of rocked the foundation to some extent. There is a huge struggle for reconciliation between you and this woman. And you may be feeling as though it's time for you to leave. You need to leave, but you're not able to do it right now. And others of you may feel as though you trying to come up with this idea to get this person back. You may feel like it's going to work. It's just going to take me some time, but I'm not going to stop. Some of you are feeling that way as well. Aquarius women, you may feel very much stifled and stuck, or the feminine here, if you're a cross watcher, you may feel very stifled and stuck, not really sure exactly, what you want to do, not participating in any of it, though. You may just be an observer looking to see, okay, What else do you have out of your bag? What other trick are you going to put out of your bag? Like that type of thing. Some of you, if there was like this threesome thing, one person may feel stuck. The other person, which is being pursued, somebody is not being pursued, and therefore they're kind of stuck. They're not really moving forward with the situation. They're not contacting the Aquarius man, but they're just stuck in their own head. The other person is kind of understanding where they stand, but they're not sure exactly what they want to do, if they want to even be receptive to this or not. I do see that the Aquarius energy here is either trying to get involved, trying to get the situation back on track. But again, it looks like someone's not able to move it to the next space, move the needle forward. If it's a Taurus, that person is completely not wanting. I feel like if it's a Taurus woman, as I've been saying, she does not want anything traditional right now. She wants to shake it up. She wants something different. She may not know what she wants, but she knows she doesn't want this. It's that type of thing. Like she just wants something different. The other woman herself could feel as though you're not trying to really pursue her on the next level, like to move this needle forward. What you want from someone that you really want it from, they may not be willing to, they may not want that from you, okay? Aquarius men. So I do see an issue with commitment and getting over any problematic situations, basically. The external energy is feeling as though either you're not communicating. If you're Aquarius man, you're not communicating, or your communication is overt. It is abusive. It is strategic. It's just not something that they can kind of trust. And therefore, there is no success, and someone's not feeling very happy about the relationship, and there's no healing that's taking place here. Now, the second week is going to be very distinct. Aquarius man is going to be going through a lot of hurt and pain. So Aquarius man, before it's all over, you're really going to feel however anyone else has felt in the past. So if you've taken someone through heartache and pain, it's just your time to go through it. It is now your time to go through some heartache and some pain. Now, who this heartache and pain is coming from, only you know, Aquarius man, but you are definitely going through some heartache and pain. And the woman is not in the clear either. Aquarius women, again, you're feeling overly emotional, or you're not able to really express your emotions, but you are feeling extreme emotional. You may not feel like you can be as emotionally available or care like you have in the past. Typically, you could be with this particular person or the situation. You may be very much in your feelings, very much focused on the love and wanting to, make things work. But you might be at this point where it's like, no, I don't want this anymore. Or, I don't really know how I feel, but I'm not going to make it my responsibility to make someone else feel okay about what's happening here. So I get that. Two people on two different sides of the fence, both going through it, male and female. And then again, there's those highs and lows. You're going to have highs and lows for the next 2 weeks. Some of you may have highs and lows for the next 2 months. Okay. So just expect it. That it's just going to be these up and down moments. Now, the outcome in the situation is starting off as like a no, but the outcome in the situation is completely different. If you want that, click the link below. If you are single, I do see that you are getting back out again. There has been some heartache and pain that could have been caused by an earth sign if you're Aquarius female, or it could be someone who was once established, who is now going through some financial difficulty, or could just be not as grounded and practical and as loyal as the person once came across toward you. And I do see that although you may have tried to get out, you really feel as though deep down that you need to get to a better place mentally and emotionally, which is the one and the same for an Aquarius, until you're fully able to get out. So going out just kind of reminds you of perhaps what you don't have, or what you don't want. People that are flighty and they're not ready to take anything to the next level. People who are wanting unconventional connections and hookups and stuff like that. So some Aquariuses are just calling it a wrap right now, at least in the month of July, because again, what's out there is kind of scary. You will find people, again, being less than honest, who are not necessarily healthy. It could be physically, it doesn't have to be sexually, but it can speak to that. But also it could be like just physically not healthy and mentally not well, chemical imbalances, that sort of thing. So be careful for this month if you're out socializing. Second week, you guys will go within, and there will be, again, processing some old love, hurt, and pain from the past and having to get through it. This is the time that we're all supposed to be doing this. Not everyone's going through the process, but for the most part, a lot of people are. And with this, all of these, it's like very tumultuous, volatile, sensitive aspects out there right now. So it's just making everyone feel more than normal, and you guys aren't any different. So you'll be going through that the second week of July, and there being some walking away. Something has to do with a third party situation or some interference where someone's either let work come in between, they let another person come in between, or family members, friends, something else came in between this relationship, and now someone's completely stubborn to the fact that there could be another a reconciliation for the first 2 weeks. Okay. Others of you, if you're just married and that's just, it's just a regular relationship, you live together, it's not all of this is going on. You may feel as though there could be something with work. There could be a partner that's lost their job or lost a client, or there's been some hangups with trying to develop something. If they have their own business, they have their own clientele. There may just be some challenges with that. Some of you may decide to say, hell, let's go and take a vacation. We need to get away for a while. Some of you will be doing that. You may find travel to be frustrating, taking longer than normal, delays, that sort of thing. Having to kind of figure out, usually using your mighty spidey tactics, because you guys are very smart. You can always think outside the box and get something done. So you might be utilizing your natural tactics to find unconventional ways to still travel, to still make things work with your partner, to, still, because if with your partner, it's not like it's a you and them problem. It could be a circumstantial problems outside of the two of you. You're trying to remedy them. You may reach a little bit of a snag, but ultimately speaking, I feel some of you will have to kind of postpone it. Others of you, it will work, but it won't be without headache. Second week, for those of you coupled or relationship bound in a more healthy environment, there can be some kind of disappointment and loss. So again, going back to a travel, trying to manifest something that has to do with external energies that's not part of the couple dynamic. There could be some losses and disappointments that happens there. And then it could be, again, having something to do with finances. Okay, now how much are we going to have to pay out? How much did we lose? That sort of thing. It can have something to do with investments. So there's that type of thing with, regular relationships. Okay. I do see pending divorces, separations of some sort, which in the second week, there's going to start to be talks of money matters and asset separations and that sort of thing. But there is a huge processing of emotions as it relates to an end to something, difficulties in other things, and some transitional phases that Aquarius are going through. So that's what I have for you guys for only the first 2 weeks of July. I hope this has been helpful. If you would like, leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know exactly how this resonates for you. If you would like something personal with me, I could be reaching the beginning and end to this video. And I want to say, guys, if you're still listening, watch out for any drinking to try to solve a problem, or insatiable, eating, overeating, overdrinking, anything like that. Just watch out for those feel-good triggers, because you might want to indulge to some extent. Now, if you are new to this channel, welcome and subscribe, because I will be back very soon with another one. Take care, Aquarius.